LSU, Florida, 6:30, Baton Rouge. LSU's 6.5-point favorite. I mentioned it earlier in the show. Coming off a pretty lackluster performance against Louisiana Tech, where the biggest issue was LSU's inability to consistently run the football. And this goes back to last year, and it was maybe the biggest question mark going in to that Clemson game against a very vaunted front seven. And against Louisiana Tech, it looks like they took a step back. Now, first drive for LSU offensively, Braylon Moore, the highly touted center from Virginia Tech, the guy that makes it go, gets rolled up on. Looks like he's dealing with a high ankle sprain. More than likely, from what I understand, will not be a go against Florida. Still waiting on the MRI. Information still to be determined, I believe. But that is the early consensus at this point. They look just different without him out there. DJ Chester comes in. He's played some ball. You saw him in a reserve role at left tackle. Look completely out of place against Clemson. Comes in against Louisiana Tech, and I'm not just pinning this on him, but LSU really struggled to get any type of push against Louisiana Tech. And if LSU is going to have the season that people think that they are capable of, they have to be able to consistently have the threat of the running game. And if you make Garrett Nussmeier one-dimensional, you're going to see a lot of the performances that you saw from him last year. 26-41. That was the stat line against Louisiana Tech. 237, a touchdown and an INT. And it looked a little off. It looked off from a timing standpoint. It looked off from an execution standpoint. But as I told a friend of mine, the hardest part of the job sometimes is managing the emotions week to week that goes into the college football season. And it's easy to look at this game in a vacuum and say, hey, they were favored by 39 points. They should have covered the spread. And instead, it's a little bit tighter than everybody would like it to be in the fourth quarter. And we saw that with Penn State and FIU. We saw that with Clemson, who obviously matched up with LSU. With Troy, who was down in that game 16-0 at one point. You see it all over college football. And if you play with your food too much, you end up looking like Billy Napier in Florida. So LSU, especially this week, going up against a very talented front seven in Florida, is going to have to find a way to get their legs under them and produce some type of threat in the running game. And if Braylon Moore can't go, then you're going to have to find a way to do some different things to get some different guys involved to maybe show Florida some things that they haven't seen through the first 2 weeks of the season. Xavier Thomas is a big part of that. Harlan Berry can be a big part of that. Did some nice things against Louisiana Tech. And then Caden Durham, I mean, you have to continue to put him in positions to be successful. And I thought the wrinkles that they added against Clemson in week 1, it was like they had a whole offseason to think about it. Fast forward a week, reality sets in a little bit, and you say, all right, we got a group of 5 opponent. We're just going to be able to run the ball down their throats. It's not the case. LSU has not been able to do that. They weren't able to do that with Will Campbell and Emory Jones. So they're not going to be able to do that with this unit, especially without their starting center. So that's going to be a unit that's going to have to ramp it up big time next week. And LSU offensively is going to have to ramp it up. That defense is locked in. They got a bunch of dudes out there that patrol themselves. Whit Weeks wants it. Zach Weeks wants it. Harold Perkins wants it. Bernard Gooden wants it. Mansour Delane wants it. A.J. Hulsey wants it. That type of urgency, that's championship urgency. LSU's got to find that, reestablish that in week 3 against Florida. I know it's talked about a lot, but I'm not pressing the panic button. Sometimes these performances are things that you need to recalibrate, reset the standard, go back, understand the level of urgency that is needed to execute at a high level week in and week out. LSU's 6.5-point favorite. I think Florida's going to play them tough. I think they got all the pieces. I think DJ Lagway is in a position right now where he obviously missed all of spring. He missed a little bit of fall, and you can tell he's just getting his sea legs back under him. He's missing throws that as a freshman he didn't typically miss. And this guy is and will be one of the premier players in college football. I expect his best on Saturday night in Baton Rouge. And it's a rivalry game, man. And the Gators are backed into a corner. So, I mean, that's a dangerous team. All right. I think we started this thing at 6:30 Central Time on Sunday evening, timestamp. Started off with a nice dude stamp. And we're going to end it the right way. We're going to end it by me telling you to like and subscribe to the YouTube channel. Leave comments. Come on. Talk to me, baby. Podcast, Spotify, wherever you find your podcasts, we'll be talking some college football.